Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly close update video. You're with your host, Trader Dax. We're going to be covering off altcoins at first and Bitcoin and the move that we're expecting for this week, the major setups that we're looking for, and also what's happening with global macro and the stock market and how that could have upwards or downwards pressure on our crypto trades. So thanks a lot for tuning in. If you like our videos and content, maybe you would like to share this video, give it a like or a comment with your friends, and possibly you'd like to join our free course that is being run at the moment. I will leave a link to that in the description. We had the first section of that course, first webinar last night, and we had a couple of hundred people on the call. If you would like to get that recording, fill out the details below and it will be emailed out to you. All right, let's get into the charts here. We're looking at Matic, and to be honest, a lot of altcoins are looking absolutely terrible at the moment. So just looking for a continuation play here at the moment. This might end up putting in a bullish divergence here and then bouncing, but we have broken through clear support here. And, it just seems to be support resistance, flipping that at the moment to the downside. So until this actually gives me a reversal and breaks the downtrend, we're just making lower lows and lower highs here on the 4 hour. And I think there's probably a decent chance it's going to sweep this as well before some sort of reversal. So probably coming back down to test the highs through here. Which should probably hold as support. And then if this is going to continue in a downtrend, right? So maybe we'll do this. If this does continue downtrend, it'll probably come up for a complacency bounce and then roll over anyway. And if it does, maybe even shorting from here, some sort of like deviation like that, that would be the Trader XO play. Looking for something like that, or even just, if it's weaker, it might get a, deviation like that, right? So anyway, looking for that sort of stuff and coming back down to this cluster of price action through here makes a lot of sense to me if we are going to continue to the downside. So that's the short trade idea for Matic that I'm sort of looking at the moment. The other one is LDO, which has a fair amount of FUD at the moment. I got a really nice short in off this head and shoulders setup up here. So a bit harder to see on the 4 hour, but it's pretty clean on the 1 hour through there. Got short there. I did take profit on this just down here after I had the bounce over the weekend because it was a nice, pretty juicy trade through there. I can't remember where I got in, somewhere around here though, but this was basically the setup. So yeah, it was about a 2.5. I just wanted to lock that in over the weekend. But this is sort of the same sort of thing that I'm looking for here. It's going to take off that indicator. But yeah, I'm just looking for, this potentially to either flag out here, could end up doing something like this, putting a rising wedge, and that will give maybe another short entry. So sweep of these levels through here, deviation above the highs basically, and then some sort of a short entry on a reclaim in the range. And that, of course, is if crypto continues the downside. Now, this has been a really pumping coin. Whenever the market turns bullish, it pumps like crazy. So, yeah, I don't want to be having, be risking too much on this because it can definitely turn around quite fast and continue to push the upside. But at the moment, it's just selling off and looks pretty bearish. And that obviously has a lot to do with BTC, right? This is the chart. So pretty bearish weekly close on BTC here. I managed to sell a fair bit of my spot holdings up here, over 50% of my spot holdings that were bought in after this candle through here, so about 20K. So took profit on those, looking to get those back in somewhere around down here, I think makes a lot of sense. So we've got a few key levels to look out for here on BTC. This weekly order block through here makes a lot of sense. If that doesn't hold, I think price will come back to this level here. And if that doesn't hold, probably there's somewhere in this cluster here will be the area that holds up, in my opinion. I don't know if we're going to make new lows. Let's not get too excited about being able to buy too cheap BTC in this accumulation range. But yeah, looking at daily levels, right? These would be the ones to watch for. And we've already got this one highlighted, right? So, and then probably this level through here, I'll get the wick. I think that one's probably reacted to more likely. So this could hold as resistance through here, right? This holds as resistance, then price comes back down into this level here. and we get, some sort of divergence, bullish divergence, daily is still a long way from being oversold. We did bull div here over the weekend. I don't know, not sold that that is, really a sort of bottom setup. I like to see them more like this. So you get the bullish divergence off a key level, and you get an SFP as well. This is like not really, there's a bull div there, but it's not really the kind of setup that I like. If this is going to just reverse straight from here, which it could, like this is a nice little cluster. So this is a little 4-hour order block that's holding price up at the moment. It's not an amazing level of support, but on the daily time frame, there is definitely, this cluster through here, which could definitely hold as support, right? And we end up coming back down, doing something like this, right? And then reversing out of there, and we go up to take out these equal highs up here, right? There's going to be a lot of liquidity above this level from here, right? A lot of people will have short stops above that. So that could end up being a really nice deviation type play if we do push up and then sweep these highs more significantly and then pull back. But, you would have to wait for that pullback to actually come in to be getting short. I wouldn't be shorting just up here at a new high. That's just ridiculous. And is very unlikely to play out like that, in my opinion, that you just short the highs and it will come straight back under. Because there's definitely the chance that this could just launch all the way up and just close this gap, because there's definitely an imbalance through here. And so, it could come up and bullish retest that, or just pump straight out, which is probably more likely. It would just pump straight out because there'll be a lot of short liquidations. And then you sort of have a little bit of chop sideways and then go straight up to it. So we want to be on that trade because that's a really nice move to catch. And now I have a feeling this will probably go all the way up to like 32 as well. I don't think it will just stop at the lows here. Probably push into this cluster. And then we'll see how price reacts to that on the weekly. But that's the bullish case. I sort of feel like it's probably less likely at the moment, just based on the weekly closes. So if we're just going to want to go out and have a look at the weekly closes, like it looks pretty nasty to me, in my opinion. So we had the weekly close here perfectly at the high as well. So not only did we wick out and then we put in a tweezer tops, and then this is also a shooting star reversal as well. We had the weekly close pretty much close straight on the previous high for this range. So and then the double SFP, I don't know, just not looking that great. But it all comes down to what happens next week with inflation. So we're going to have CPI coming out on the 14th, and that's going to set the tone, right? So really strong Friday, Thursday and Friday after bouncing off the 200 daily moving average, and price is launching right now on SPX on the low time frames, which is a good sign for all markets to continue to move up. So let's just see if that keeps on playing out. But at the moment, it's looking pretty strong. I want to see, before I get too excited about more upside movement, I want to see price closing above this 4,100 level. If it doesn't get above that 4,100 level soon, right, flip that into support and then go again, and then we're looking for a deviation of that and then continuation of this downtrend. If we're looking at SPX, let me have a look here, see if I can find this chart. Maybe I've lost it. I think I've lost my chart. But anyway, if we're looking at SPX on the weekly time frame, hang on, it might pop up when I go to the weeklies. Here it is. We still have a few weeks left for us to come back down and tag our 24-week for the cycle count. So this was the low, and we're currently at week 20. So if you follow Bob Belusky's cycle count theory, we should have another 2 weeks of either chop sideways or pull back. I wouldn't be surprised if this did come all the way down and swept this low through here, and we take out, this cluster of stop losses and liquidations there before we reverse out. But, I could be wrong about that, and maybe I'm a little bit too bearish. We'll have to wait and see what the market does We'll have to wait and see what the market does when the US market actually opens. So the spot market for SPX, which is the one we're looking at right now, when that opens. But if we can clear this level again, this 4,100 on, at least the daily time frame, get a close above there, we could be on for just continuation higher and then prices to come up and take out this level here. But I think a lot of this will come down and determine on what happens with CPI next Tuesday, the 14th of March, because if that comes out hotter than expected again, then all markets are going to reverse lower. And then, that timing band that we're looking for on the weekly time frame is probably going to be the target that we're looking for on SPX. If we come out lower than expected for CPI, then this is just going to fly, which could cause some problems because financial conditions, as you can see here, are coming down very rapidly. Like financial conditions are where they were in January 2019. They're lower than where they were in February in 2016. This is when they were trying to stimulate the economy. They were trying to stimulate growth back here. And they're trying to tighten here and restrict demand at the moment. And we've got lower financial conditions. So, I don't know, if you have lower financial conditions and when you're trying to stimulate the economy, how the hell are you going to bring down inflation? That's my question. But let's see how it ends up playing out. Can't lock in anything uptrend, downtrend until we do get that continuation and prove to us that inflation is bouncing. If it is higher, then they're going to obviously the terminal rate will go up, right? And then interest rates and everything like that will be set higher by the Fed over the next few FOMCs, and that will have a negative effect on all risk assets. Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all in the next update.